Robbie, how different is this U of A team from the time you played them early in the month till now?
I just notice, a little more urgency. I think in hearing Sean talk about his team just getting 50-50s, just minor details. I think they're rebounding with energy, and then they're getting more production, especially off their bench and key guys. Making shots. They're hitting. They've hit the three pretty well over the last couple games.
They had a lot of success last time with Najee, and how they were able to score in the paint. What kind of things do you stress to you guys to limit that?
Yeah, I mean, we know that it's going to be a battle in there, and I'm excited that Romello is at full strength, and hopefully that he'll be who he normally is. But it's a collective thing. They have great size around the basket and a lot of talent.
What kind of difference does that make now that he is healthy and you can just integrate him more into the plan?
Yeah, I mean, it's he's one of our key players. So anytime he's going well and feeling great, then you feel good about that.
What's the status of Jalen?
Jalen was not a full participant today, but he he did quite a bit non-live, and we're hoping. Again, we got tomorrow, and then we'll know more. But it'll be a game time decision. But if I had to say, I think he'll play. I think he. But again, he still have a few hurdles to get through.
Do you expect this outcome of the game to be different now that Romello is in the game less lopsided, so to speak?
I think you look at each game as its own entity. I think that's how I'm looking at this particular game, and there's been a lot of craziness going on this year across the board in college basketball. So, when you're done with your game, you just have to let it go and think about the next one. So I don't think we're really dwelling on, the first game or what the score was. I don't think that's going to have much of a factor, on Saturday night.
Offensively, that first game, was it something that they were doing that gave you guys trouble shooting the ball, or is it just one of those off nights?
Yeah, it started with free throws, and then it spread, like a wildfire. I don't mean to use that because that's probably not even the right term to use in this day and age with that going on. But it was, it kind of moved to other areas of our offense from missing the free throw, starting 0 for 6, and we've tried to be a team that's more consistent in that department, and it was encouraging to see us shoot really well from three in our last game, and that's not going to mean that's going to happen on Saturday, but I would sure rather be going into that game coming off a confidence-building offensive performance.
Bobby, as your team has searched to be more consistent at times, really across the board, have you changed as a coach, or have you learned something about yourself that's different in the way you coach guys that you haven't in years past? I'm staying the course with what we're doing, and I don't think there's a real need to be someone else or to change what we've been doing here the last couple of years. And I do have confidence that I'm seeing guys play well, play better, and more guys playing better. So that's encouraging. It's a good sign.
Coach, when you are warming up for a game, you in particular, Herm Edwards, he listens to jazz music. Is there any type of music or something that gets you in the zone ready for a game? It
spans decades and of music that has meant something to me for one reason or another, and different emotions. You mix in some more depressing music that might touch an emotion there, some more upbeat stuff, some rap from the 80s and 90s, and then my son has his own little influence to get me in a more current generation. So a little bit of everything.
You appreciate that help from your son? Does he help you?
Yeah, I mean, he keeps, so I know what's happening with some of the current music.
Coach, since the last time you played this team, with this upcoming game, it's going to be the series finale for these two teams. What's the approach that this team is going like this approach for this game, and also how does the team feel about going into this matchup?
Yeah, this is a week really to strike a balance between staying sharp and building off what we did on Saturday, and also being able to physically and mentally recover a little bit and take a deep breath. So that was kind of early in the week. Guys get a little more freshness to their legs, to their movement, and then we've kind of ramped things up as the week has progressed. So I was telling you yesterday, I felt like we should have played, though. My body clock was telling me, that we should be playing today or tomorrow. So we were, we got after it pretty aggressively the last 2 days.
In a rivalry game, where do you tell these guys to strike a balance between playing with emotion and making sure it doesn't kind of overcrowd everything?
Yeah, I think you just gotta play defense, with great energy, intensity. Use the fire from the crowd to really get you to be making second, third effort plays at that end of the floor, and then just try and avoid being uptight on offense and just sharing the ball, playing together. You can't play in a game like this and think you're going to do it yourself. You need a collective mentality to how you approach the game, and hopefully, I'm seeing that in practice, and we're talking to the guys about that, especially at the offensive end of the floor.
As someone who played in quite the rivalry, what's been your experience so far in this rivalry in your 4+ years?
It's heated. It's strong. It's I still remember the McHale Center 2 years ago when we were undefeated, and how that electricity feels like it was yesterday. The last 2 years, the way our crowd has responded and really turned it into a 95-5 or a 90-10 as far as Sun Devils to Wildcats, and that wasn't anything close to what it was my first 2 years. It was kind of 60-40, for Arizona State. So you just hope that you have that type of support in a game versus top 25 team, one of the better teams in the country.
You mentioned the season as a whole nationally. Usually by now there's kind of a pecking order. You can identify maybe 10 Final Four contenders. Maybe you really can't do that. Is it hard to kind of know where you guys fit in the national scope?
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of say, well, this team lost to this team, and they lost to this team, and they lost to who? So, you have, even at the top tier in college basketball. So, and we played some of the more decorated teams this year, and have, been in those games and have had a chance to win. I wish that, we had 2 more wins on our record right now. I think there would be a different vibe or a different feeling, but that's not the case. Our record is what it is now. But there is potential there, and I've been reminding our teams that there hasn't been a team that you absolutely fear out there, and that's been this season really across the board.
He's been running a little bit of a curve recently. What kind of things do you need to see out of him just to keep consistent?
I just want him to play hard and go to the board, defend. He's defending with good energy. He's rebounding, and then let the offense take care of itself as he would get opportunities.
He's played a lot better defensively in the last few games. Is there anything that you see that kind of spurred that improvement?
I just think he's more dialed in. He's been more focused, and even in practice this week, he's practicing harder. He's not engaging or getting distracted in any way. He's really shown a lot of maturity over the last 2 weeks.
Bobby, do you feel like there's any player that can step in and be utilized effectively in the post besides Ronaldo right now?
I think he would be the main guy. I mean, as the year progresses, I think you could see Jalen Graham maybe getting some touches and in those situations, and he's got pretty good footwork. We try and attack the paint, via the dribble and get into the basket, with our guards, and then we look to drop off, and so we're a little bit different in terms of having maybe outside of Romello, not having necessarily a true back to the basket scoring threat.
When it comes down to legacy in terms of programs as a whole, usually performances in rivalry games kind of impact that. What does Remy's performance and his performances against Arizona say about his impact on this program?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he's not afraid of big games, and I mean, it's not only this game. This game is an important game for us in our season, and but he's demonstrated numerous times in high tier, high level games, big time opponents that he's usually ready to play and having an impact on winning. Thank you guys, appreciate it.